time for the report card. So here with our marks today, editor of the AboveTheLaw.com, Elie Mystal. Newsday columnist and Fox News contributor is back with us, Ellis Henican, and the co-host of the wonderful show in the afternoons called The Five, right here on the Fox News channel, Andrea Tantaros. All right, let's take a little look at some things that the president has had to say. We'll give you a chance to grade him. Here we go.
When Congress refuses to act, and as a result hurts our economy and puts our people at risk, then I have an obligation as president to do what I can without them.
Well, that's one way to govern. Just say, to heck with Congress. That's just one equal branch of government that I don't have to put up with. Is that a power grab? I mean, come on. I mean, that seems a little bit bold. Elie, let's go down there with you and see if you agree or disagree with the president.
I think this is one of the president's best moments of his entire administration.
I knew you would.
Look, the president isn't going through the back door. He's kicking down the front door that has been unfairly barred by this Congress.
Breaking a few windows along the way, huh? So look, you give him what kind of grade on this?
I would give him an absolute A++.
Wow. A++.
The president.
And it's such a popular grade in our audience here.
Here's the thing for real. We need to stop.
No Denny's coupon for you.
We need to stop acting like Republicans in Congress are Tim Tebow, right? I mean, they're not the final arbiter on what can and cannot happen in America. If Republicans don't like what Obama's done, they're welcome to go sue him. Let's go to the courts. There are other branches of government that get to have a say in what happens in this country.
All right, Ellis, I guess I should ask you a grade, but then do you think that if Republicans want to sort of have a part of the normal constitutional process, they got to sue to get it?
Well, you know what? That's why we have courts, isn't it? So I'm going with the A, by the way.
Oh, goodness.
No, none of these pluses on mine.
Yeah, just.
But listen, Elie is right, but let me take it one step further.
I knew you would.
I mean, I don't remember any of you guys objecting so much when Ronald Reagan was doing this and when George W. Bush was doing this. It seems to me that it's most likely legal, but you know what? Even if it's not, it's a political advantage to the president. He's standing up for consumers.
Even if it is not legal, it's okay if this president does it.
We have a system for deciding that, Governor.
All right, Andrea.
First of all, I just want to say that when I was in algebra and not doing so well, I wish you guys were my teachers. And I wish when I was breaking the rules.
You got it. Straight A's in this class.
And I wish when I was breaking the rules like the president is doing, I could get A's too. Unfortunately, I think that circumventing Congress and not acting in the way that our founding fathers intended is a big, fat F.
You know what we call that where I went to school? We call that a one-legged A.
A one-legged A.
A one-legged A, and you gave him a big, fat flag.
Look, what he did this week, circumventing Congress, it was unprecedented with his National Labor Relations Board appointment. No president has done what he did. And if it would be done before, it would have made headlines. It wouldn't have made so many headlines this week. I think people are really, I think they're really disgusted with what he's doing. And you said it yourself, Elie. You said other branches should have a say. Congress should have a say. You were right there.
Congress had 2 years to have a say on this.
And he had a Democratic Congress.
Cordray 2 years ago.
Before we go to a different topic, I just want to remind you that recess appointments are not without precedent. Presidents have done them. The difference is the Senate is actually not in recess. They are meeting regularly.
That's some legalistic little fraud. You know they're not really.
Another one of those.
They're faking in session. You know that, Governor.
No, I don't know that because they actually are having sessions.
Where are they?
For the fact that Congress isn't doing anything, this is typical of Congress. But they are convening, and that is a session. So therefore, they're not in recess. And that's where I think it's not that Obama made the recess appointments. That's bad enough. But that he did them when the Senate was not in recess, that's where I think he's in trouble.
Governor, the reason
we're going to have to go quickly to another topic.
It was just for politics.
Let's go to another one. The unemployment rate falls to 8.5%. Has Obama triggered the start of an economic recovery? Let's grade the president. This time we'll start on this end of the table with the more conservative and right-leaning voice, Andrea Tantaros. What do you think?
Yeah. Is it that noticeable? You know, I got to give him a B on this one. I got to give him a B because 200,000 jobs is a pretty good number. But I'm not going to give him an A for a couple reasons. One, I don't think that the payroll tax cut extension for 2 months, I don't think that's a long-term plan for growth for this country. I also don't think he's really leading in the economy. And we've got to get these numbers every single month to get our economy back on track. And the jobs they're not the jobs that we want people to get. I mean, a lot of people left the workforce, so that's why the number was going down. But, Governor, a lot of people had good-paying jobs, and now they're taking very low-paying jobs. So underemployment's a huge issue in this country. It's not fixed yet, and the president doesn't have a plan to do it.
But I got to give you credit. You've given him a B. That's the best grade you've ever given the president. Ellis, are you surprised? And how would you grade the president?
Governor, it pains me to agree with Andrea on this.
Wow, it must pain you.
I gotta
Fox News
say,
alert.
you know, you're getting smarter, by the way.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ellis. I always was smart.
Although I gotta say, my reasons might be a little bit different.
Okay, so what are your
clearly
reasons?
the numbers
Very
are
quickly, because I got to get to Ellie.
The numbers are not good enough. 8.5% unemployment is still too much. We still need to help those people with unemployment insurance and job training and other stuff. But you know what?
What about a
It's going
government
in
that
the
gets
right
off
direction.
the backs of the employers so people could get a job rather than government assistance for not having a job? Wouldn't that be a better thing?
You know what? We all want more jobs, but we're getting them. It's working. Let's congratulate ourselves here.
All right, Ellie.
You guys are easy graders. I'm giving the president a D.
Wow.
Look, I'm going to try this argument with my wife one time. I'm going to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I could have come home at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, yay, the economy is slightly less terrible than it could have been. But the bottom line, I think D is the appropriate grade. It's not failing. The economy is not failing. But you call this passable? You call this good? No, no, no. I'm going to give the president a D, and he's going to like it because my grade could have been so much worse.
Wow.
Wow.
Ellie, Chris, you know what, Elie Mystal, I've got to tell you, that's a wonderful sort of bit of truth-telling on your part. Look, I'll be fair to the president. Let's give him credit, because I think that we give him blame every time something goes wrong. We got to give him a little credit if something goes right. But in the long term, we were promised it wouldn't go under 8% if we passed the stimulus, and it hadn't gotten even to that. We're celebrating 8.5 when we ought to be hoping for about a 6 or a 5.5. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Great job today.
Good to see you guys.
Surprised us today. Who knew that we could be surprised by Elie Mystal and Ellis Henican?